There it is. That's what's left of my first mountain bike. My $99 Vico Maelstrom Kmart Special. So this is what I replaced my Vigo with. It's a Polygon Cascade 4, 27.5-inch wheels, 8-speed cassette, so that I can upgrade it. Has Shimano derailleur, 3-speed up front, another Shimano derailleur. I already changed the neck a little bit because my back, I can't lean over that far. And I got my goofy hamburger belt for making people move out of the way. Hydraulic brakes, 100mm suspension up front. Decent fork, not great, but decent. And I put my my comfort seat off my Vigo on it though. But even so, anybody who knows me knows I have to modify it. I can't leave it alone. So I actually have an 11-speed cassette coming for it with a new Shimano style Dior derailleur. I have a 1x drive coming for the front. So it's going to be a 1x11. A little technical, you're probably not going to like, but there's the gear ratios. So basically what I'm trying to do is the bike had a problem that in between 5th and 6th gear, 5th I was pedaling too fast, 6th gear was too hard to pedal. So this new 11-speed has closer ratios, but it also has a bigger 1st and 2nd gear. Has a 46-tooth 1st gear, 42 2nd gear, whereas my original, the biggest gear was 32 teeth, which means I didn't have much gear reduction. So I have a crank assembly coming. I have these really fancy red pedals coming, and new shifter assembly. This is going to go, the front derailleur, the three sprocket front derailleur is going to go. That's going to go on another bike we'll talk about in a minute. But that's basically all I'm changing for now. It's really a good bike. It's fairly light, maybe 38 pounds, something like that. Which is not light, but it's probably 10 pounds lighter than the Vigo. Now, Steven was riding the Vigo, and we're doing something for him too, though. So if we look over here, this is an Iron Horse Rogue team frame that I was able to buy on eBay. That frame only weighs 3 pounds 6 ounces, which is probably 6 pounds lighter than a steel Vigo frame. And they have a lower cost front fork on it. And we have the wheels from the Vigo. It has mechanical disc brakes. It has a 7-speed rear freewheel. It's not a cassette, but I have the lightweight 1x drive on the front. So he's going to be a 1x7 drive. But eventually, I could put, if he buys a different wheel, I could put the 8-speed on there with my 8-speed trigger shifter for him. If he winds up doing it. The bike's featherweight, so hopefully he'll get into it and he'll want to do that. One thing I did want to explain that I forgot is I wanted to explain the way bicycle frame sizing worked. Now we have the Iron Horse bike up here on the frame. This is a 16-inch frame. Okay, this is a really small frame. But if you were to measure between the crank center line and the seat post, you would see it's 16-inch. So any real frame, some of the box store frames, they don't go by sizes, but this is a 16, which is pretty small. My bike is a 19 because I'm pretty tall. So on my bike, it would measure 19, and all the tubes are farther apart and all that. So next, we're going to go over to the A building and look at some of the bikes in there. Okay, so here we have Tracy's new bike. This is a Schwinn aluminum comp ladies version. It's actually a pretty decent bike. Got about 80mm travel in the front, mechanical discs. We put her extremely big seat on there. It's also a 27.5-inch bike, so it rolls a little easier. But it's a little bit bigger bike. This was her older bike here. This is just a spare now. We're going to take the back rack off. And the back rack, I'm going to make a custom bracket for the Kawasaki bike. So the Kawasaki bike's going to have the rear rack on it. I'm going to get rid of the twist grip shifters. I have an old style index shifter coming from the rear, because it's only a 5-speed freewheel and you can't get parts. There's nothing new made for it, but it's an index shifter. It won't be the twist shifter. The front, I'm going to put the cranks from my Polygon on here, so she's going to have 3 good gears with a trigger shifter on the front, and then I'll make the rear 5 work like they should. And then she's going to have these comfort grips on there, so she has some nice comfortable grips. We're going to have to fill the frame with lead because the person that normally rides this bike is way too fast for the rest of us. But otherwise, I'm going to make it as comfortable and functional as possible. And that pretty much ends our mountain bike tour. So I hope you enjoyed the state of the mountain bike address.